Hi, and welcome to another video on my channel. My name is Justin Caffrey. Thanks for coming here. I am the founder of thevagusnerve.com. I would really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe. If you're not already subscribed, click that bell. That way you'll get notified when my next video comes up, all about the nervous system, our well-being, and how we have this immense capacity to influence and change the way that we feel.
Also follow me on Instagram at Justin_Caffrey.
Today's video is about the power of using simple visualization techniques to help with your vagus nerve and your nervous system, especially in the lead up to an event. Maybe it's an opportunity where you have to speak, or it's an exam, or something that you're feeling particularly nervous in the lead up to. I'm going to walk you through that in this simple video. Or it could be just a difficult conversation that you need to lean into, difficult chat that needs to happen with a friend or a loved one or a work colleague that has you feeling nervous and agitated. It doesn't have to be, the 100-meter sprint in the Olympics. It can be whatever it is that is feeling traumatic and traumatic in your life. We can practice that over and over again before you have to actually facilitate and lean into it. Stay tuned to the end, and I'll explain to you how I use this in my own life. But if you'd like to practice today, all you got to do is just grab a nice seat, get yourself comfortable, and follow my guidance, and we'll make it happen and show you a pathway and a tool that you can use again and again throughout your days, weeks, months, and years ahead. So getting yourself comfortable, just maybe having your hands resting on your legs, have your feet flat on the floor if that feels nice and comfortable. Really having your back supported is key. So your back is upright and feeling attentive. And I'm going to just simply guide you through this. We're going to do with your eyes closed. If at any time you want to open your eyes, you want to stop, feel free to do that. But we're just going to use visualization as a way to allow the vagus nerve to see the event that's coming up, to move it through it several times. And what we're going to do is that we're going to get your nervous system to feel that the event has already happened multiple times. And in that sense of it happening multiple times, it feels it's already in the past. So when you then come to meet that event, you find it with a much greater sense of ease. This is something that has been used in professional sport for many years. I've used it with a lot of my clients who are involved in professional sport and senior leadership. So people who have got big events, keynote speeches, etc., or they are facing into, the biggest game or the biggest event, the biggest race of their lives, etc., just so that the mind and body gets the belief that it's happening. It's happened many times before. So when you arrive at that big event, neurologically, you feel like you've been here before. It's a subconscious sense of knowing, and your nervous system is not primed in the fight and flight response in the same way. It is attentive enough because it's still aware, but it's not overwhelming. So we need enough of the fight and flight without it tipping us over to the side of being out of control and feeling panicked about the event. So grab your seat, close your eyes, and just take a nice deep breath in, filling up the lungs and the abdomen, the belly, and then breathing out really, really slowly. So really slow, focus on the exhale. And just place your left hand on your left leg, your right hand on your right leg. Take another deep breath in again. Breathing out really slowly on the exhale. And take a nice deep breath in again. Breathing out really slowly. So what I want you to do now is just to visualize yourself coming to the end of whatever the event is. Is it a difficult conversation? You have to give a keynote talk. You have to present in front of people. You have to deliver in your sport. But I want you to see yourself at the end. So you've finished and you're returning to your seat or stepping away from that point where you are in the attention of others. So if it's a difficult conversation, it's coming to an end and you're walking away. So finding the end point when you're leaving the moment that was at the forefront of your mind, the stressful event. I want you to use that as the marker. I want you to now, with your eyes closed, to go backwards through the event. So we're visualizing the future. We're visualizing the end of the event that you know is making you feel nervous and anxious and agitated. We're finding yourself finishing that event. And I want you to then run backwards through the event. So from the moment when you're stepping away from that event, I want you to run all the way back to the starting point when you were standing up, moving towards the event, the conversation, the race, whatever it is. So start off with the end. And then in your mind, without saying anything, I want you to run backwards through the chronology. So see yourself all the way back to preparing to start. And when you get back to the start, that's where you'll stop for a second and wait for my next instruction. And when you get back to the start, I want you to do the same thing again. Run through it forward. So preparing to start the event and then going all the way through to the end. And when you get back to the end, again, wait there for my next instruction. And then go backwards through the event. Finished, right back to the start. And then go forwards again. And backwards again. And forwards again. And just keeping your eyes closed again. Just take a deep breath in, breathe out as slowly as you can. I want you to just speak now to yourself. I just want you to just acknowledge, how do you feel right now? And what do you notice when you look through that time period? Noticing maybe that it's harder on the first couple of times when you go through, and you may feel that you're gulping every time you get to that moment of real tension. but then noticing that the more you do it, the easier it became. Take a deep breath in again. Breathe out as slowly as you can. And let's just go back again through the timeline. So finish to the start. When you get back to the start, wait there a moment. With your eyes closed. And then go forwards again. And backwards again. And forwards again. And backwards again. And forwards one last time. Take a nice deep breath in again, breathing out as slowly as you can. Just acknowledging now, how do you feel and what do you notice? Has it got a little bit easier again? What do you notice about your demeanor, the way that you are, the way that you're speaking? How does your mind and body feel right now? Take a nice deep breath in again, breathing out as slowly as you can. Nice deep breath in again, breathing out as slowly as you can. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. So it may be beneficial to practice this approach a few more times. You might want to rewind and go back to the start. But also, the way that I use this technique, I use this with a lot of clients, a lot of very successful people who I've used this technique with, but also use it with my son, who plays at a very high level in soccer. He's coming up to 15, and we prepare before games using this technique. And it's steeped in some very ancient wisdom in terms of an Eastern approach to battle and visualization as a means to prepare the mind and body. But it's equally of great value in terms of Western life and what we do. And what you're doing is you're almost fooling your nervous system. It's a mild hack, and I don't like to use the word hack, but what you're doing is your nervous system, it's not the most intelligent piece of kit, and that's why it causes us many problems in terms of making us feel incredibly stressed and anxious about things that are not really worth feeling stressed and anxious about quite often. But equally, we can fool it into believing that it's actually been through an entire process, even though it's only been in the mind, it hasn't actually physically been through it. And as we go through that event over and over and over and over and over again, we normalize it. And it means when the nervous system meets it, it doesn't feel immediately like this is a threat to my mind and body. It thinks, oh, yeah, this is familiar ground. I understand this. Yeah, I'm not going to get too stressed about it. So it's repetition. So I would encourage you to use this a few times, and then in preparation for that event, that you actually use it one more time again, maybe on the morning just before you're going to go through it. And it will just ease your mind and body. It will reduce your heart rate, your blood pressure, and it will make you sit in the more equilibrium state of your nervous system rather than feeling in the high stress state. So most importantly, let me know how you get on with this. I'll be really interested to hear. If you'd like to take my course, I'm about to offer a big discount. It's my birthday this week, and I'm going to be offering my course at a much reduced rate because I would like more and more people to access it. I've started to have some people accessing my course in Asia. I've had somebody actually access it in Africa, and I'm very aware of the reality and disparity in terms of the cost. So I'm reducing my course significantly so that it is accessible to everybody. We've had hundreds and hundreds of people through it over the last year, and I would like to offer it now as a gift to everybody where it is possible for you to access it. So go to remotetribe.co.uk and you can access it there. And if you want to join up the mailing list for my new website, thevagusnerve.com, there's a holding page up there. Pop your details in and we will give you access to all the content once it becomes available. But I hope you've liked this. Please share below in the comments. I respond to all my comments. I'd love to hear what you used this for and how it felt for you, good, bad, or indifferent, you know. And if you're feeling really anxious before you do this, it can be really helpful to use either the vagus nerve technique, which the video is up here. You can use that, or even use one of my vagus nerve meditations. So you can mix and play. They can be quite useful to use in advance of this technique to just really kind of bring the nervous system down, land that plane before you step into the visualization. Most importantly, friends, thank you for being here. My name is Justin Caffrey. I really appreciate the fact that you've taken the time to watch my content. And my aim at my content is to share as much as I can to help people like you and me improve their mind, body, and health. So I wish you well, and I thank you for being here.